All right. Hello, everybody. I am Chloe, and this is Night Rights. As you can see, I have my co hosts all set up for this evening. They're not going to be very active, probably. They're cats. Also, every time I say it, I feel like I'm getting crazier and crazier into the crazy cat lady thing. I'm not a crazy cat lady. Um, this is actually just because the cats refuse to leave my room now. It's a combination of space heater in here and baby out there. So they just live here now. They live on my bed, but it's very rare they get off it. So it is what it is. Anyways, so let me know what you're all working on. Um, Tonight I will be working on, I'm attempting to do 100 short stories in 100 days while also continuing on with my regular projects. I had a thought when I decided to do 100 short stories in 100 days that it would only take me like a half hour, an hour to write a short story, and that ended up being completely wrong. I think I'm officially at the 1 week point, and I'm 1 day behind on it, but not for lack of effort. There wasn't a day that I said, not going to do it. I just had one day that one was super long. So I had to finish it the next day. And then it was yesterday. And then yesterday, but for the one that I should have done, I did some of it and I didn't finish it. And I plan to finish it today. And here we are. Like, I plan to finish it this morning or sometime earlier in the day. And instead, I'm going to be finishing it now. And I'm going to be crossing my fingers that I also get another one at least started, and hopefully I can catch myself up with doing something simple. That was my plan with the one that ended up taking 2 days, though. So it seems like the simpler I try to do it, the harder it ends up being. The simple one, I was like, you know what? Let me just do contemporary. And instead, because I was doing sci-fi for all of them, and I was like, let me do contemporary, and then I don't have to do like a whole bunch of backstory. But I ended up doing a president one because I started on President's Day. It's like, let's do president. I set it on Memorial Day, so I'll put it out then. I'm not going to sit on it for a year, but because I did one with a presidential theme, I ended up just wasting a ton of time researching the White House. So, yeah, not the best plan ever. I realize that now. I really need to write what I know, except that I've never no, I was gonna say, except I've never really done anything exciting. But that's not true. I certainly have had those jobs in my life that I probably could write about really easily, and I just haven't come up with an idea for any of them. So today I'm going to be finishing. It'll actually be a St. Patrick's Day one that I'm doing to put it out on St. Patrick's Day. And then I honestly don't know what I'm going to do after that. Like, I've got an idea in my head, and I feel like it's going to also be a really long one. So we'll see. We'll see how I do tonight. We'll see if I keep my energy up. Maybe I'll be lucky, and this will be one of those nights where I feel like we're running late. But we'll see as we go. So let's go ahead and get the first sprint going. We are going to start out with 10 minutes, and then we will do 20s after that with just a 5-minute break in between. But let's go ahead and get this first 10 started. I'll see y'all in 10 minutes. Okay, that is time. Hey, Greg, and hey, Courtney. Thanks for joining. Let me know if you guys got any work done. I know Greg is reading and doing some research. Let me know what you're researching. I did get, I think I got 149 words there. So I did well. Again, this is something that I started yesterday. It's supposed to be 2,000 words. It is already at 1,549 and not even close to done, but I feel like it'll be done in about 1,000 words. And that should be the first 2 sprints. And then that means I will have time to get something else going. And maybe, I don't know if I'll get it done, but maybe at least make some good progress on it. Maybe I can figure out something that I can get done in under 2,000 words. That'd be real cool. But again, the story that's bouncing in my head right now is longer than that. This is an issue for me. So this is, again, I'm doing shorts for hopefully to post on Medium. And I finally went through and read some and on Medium just to see what like other people are writing and what they have in it. It's not how I write. I don't know. They're like, so they're erotic romance, and it's a lot of romance. It's weirdly a lot of setup and very itty bit of erotic. And that's just not how I write. It's weird. Like I guess I just don't really understand the function of these. I don't know. It is what it is. So Greg read about a chapter and is researching TLS, which is encryption used on the web, for the programming videos that he's posted on his channel. Awesome. I did actually do a bit of, I blogged today. I wrote a blog. I had no intention of like being any sort of like getting involved in true crime on my blog. I'm in no way a true crime expert, and I watch a lot of it because of who I am as a person. I have a mild obsession with true crime, and that's fine. It's weird that I don't write it. Like I don't write crime stuff. I don't write suspense or anything like that. I watch a ton of that stuff though. But I watch it while I'm doing other stuff. It's one of those background noises for me, like not when I'm working so much, but like if I'm writing or editing specifically, but if I'm doing other stuff, if I'm like doing book cover design or anything like that, then I'll watch it then. So like, I don't really feel like I have the grounds or the expertise to blog about this sort of thing. But I just watched like the big one right now on Netflix is The Vanishing in Cecil Hotel, I believe it's Cecil. The Vanishing in Cecil Hotel. It's all over and it's been widely criticized. And I felt that like all of the blogs, all of the reports, whatever, all of the editorials that I've read, criticizing it, I feel like they're all being very unfair and they're not seeing the point of the show. Or alternatively, I saw the show in a different way where I see what the value is, where, it's possible that it was incidental and they did completely biff the show, but I don't think they did. So I went ahead and I blogged about it. And I was like, you know what? This is actually something that I'm not an expert on at all, but because I watch a lot, I can put something on the table for it. And I don't know, there's probably like I know there's tons of blogs about true crime. I don't know if there's tons of blogs about true crime shows, coming from the perspective of people who just watch the shows. But I'd like somebody to tell me if a show is worthwhile or not from like what I'm looking for. So I was like, you know what? This will be like, I've been doing a lot of book recommendations, but I can do that too. I feel like they're not entirely, mutually exclusive. And certainly my target demographic with my book recommendations also happens to fit in that demographic of people who are obsessed with true crime. Middle-aged women. So I'm gonna go for it. I posted the one. We'll see if I keep going with it. The other thing is right now, like, so I was doing book recommendations, but right now adding this 100 short stories in 100 days really like eats into my reading time. So yeah, it's something to do. Greg has a bit of addiction to forensic documentaries, like Forensic Files. I love Forensic Files. And actually, like, so just like a weird story for me that I will, I'll go ahead, like it's a little story, and then we'll go ahead and do our next sprint. But there's a man who was on that show occasionally, on all of the shows occasionally. He also had his own show. It was, I believe, a limited series on HBO years ago. I believe it was called, it was like Confessions of a New York Coroner or something like that. If I saw his name, I'd be like, yes, that's absolutely the guy. When I was in college, he did a lecture at my college. It was just like a free, anybody could go. You didn't have to have like a major in that field or anything. But it was like one of the most interesting lectures that I have ever gone to that was like outside of my field. And I still remember, it's funny because like I always remembered a story that he told about identifying bodies by tattoos, and like one really interesting tattoo that he saw once. And then like years later, I actually heard him, in one of the shows that he was on, talk about that tattoo. And I was like, oh my God, I know this story already. Like totally fangirl squee over the like New York City head coroner or whatever his position was. Like he was like whatever the top coroner is. That was what he was. But anyways, so yeah, it's always been something really interesting to me. And it's funny because it's not even like the crime part, but the forensics part of it. So yeah, so I love that start. Or that stuff. And Courtney used to love true crime, had to stop once she was living alone. I get it. There are definitely certain shows that I can't, like, I'll watch a couple episodes of and I'll be like, okay, this show I need to save for like watching at 10 o'clock in the morning when somebody's home. Anyways, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. Again, we're going to be doing 20-minute sprints today. So I have my screen's messed up. There we go. So we're going to go for 20 minutes this time. Hopefully I will get a whole bunch of good progress on this story and be about done with it by the end of this sprint, but we'll see. I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Nope, not 1 minute. I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. That was me. I spazzed on the click. There we go. Okay, 20 minutes. No, oh my God. It literally just started another timer on top of that one. 20 minutes. Bye. I'll be back. Okay, that was time. I had a sentence to finish up there, so a little bit long. That's okay. I did write. I don't remember what my number was before. I think my number before was 1575, and I'm at 2060, so I got about 400 there. And I am feeling more confident that I'm going to finish it on the next sprint. Yay me, being successful. Hold on one second. I'm just going to send a quick message because it is time relative. That's not the right word. Time sensitive. There we go. 1 second. And by time sensitive, I mean it totally escaped my attention that yesterday was Mardi Gras. I don't know how. And everybody else is like, how did you miss that? I don't know. Except I will say that I worked in a bakery for 7 years. And I wasn't working in a bakery this year. So I certainly didn't see the 8 billion king cakes. But to that end, I didn't get a king cake this year. So that was my buddy who is working a late shift tonight. I asked him if they still had any in stock, if he could pick one up for me. And he was asking me which flavor did I prefer. This is somebody who works at that bakery. So yeah, I was like, I don't want to miss that opportunity in case like they're going like nuts. I don't know. And this makes me feel better. Courtney also missed the fact that it was Mardi Gras. Yeah, this is weird. Like I know the entire year is weird. I don't know. I guess also because like we're just not seeing holidays like we usually do, because we're not going out so much. But also like Super Bowl, I'm not a sports person and I'm definitely not a pro football person. So the day of the Super Bowl, my buddy at that baker, the buddy was just texting me, was sending me snaps of the cupcake display. And I'm like, why did you make those cupcakes so ugly? Oh, is it Super Bowl already this week? And then especially, so it's like the February stuff, because then also, like obviously I knew Valentine's Day. You can't miss Valentine's Day. If you walk out of the house, it's Valentine's Day. But I also missed President's Day, which like not that it's something that we do anything for, but for some reason I thought President's Day was later in the month. Not the day after Valentine's Day. And I know that that's like a shifting one. Don't get me wrong. I'm aware of that. I'm assuming that this was a particularly early one because of that, but I was still like, what the hell? And apparently it was Valentine's Day, President's Day, Mardi Gras, back to back to back. Like, oh. So anyways, if I keep doing this medium thing into next year, or I guess like even as I go, I need to start looking at the dates because I feel like I should absolutely be putting out holiday ones on holidays. But yeah, I'll need to like actually, I finally have a use for my calendar. Yay. And now I'm wondering like, yes, Valentine's Day and President's Day were absolutely on this calendar. I just don't use it. But Mardi Gras was not on it. So I feel better about that. Also, Laura joined us. Oh my God. I hate like my mouse will click and not move. And that's like the most terrifying thing ever because I know I'm going to click on the wrong thing. Laura joined us. Laura is working on her 80s Lovecraft LARP story. And the funny thing is that when you first posted it and I saw it, I thought, oh, this is like, oh God, what's it called? There's Lit RPG. I was thinking that was what you meant, Lit RPG, where it's basically like gameplay being told in story format. But then it was followed by this quote: "The day of the LARP dawned cold and bright, the sun lighting the clouds in a spectrum of colors, usually associated with a chemical-filled sunset." I love that. That is a beautiful sentence, but also because of that, I now see that it's literally a story about LARPing, which is fantastic. Um, yeah. So, anyways, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. And if you guys heard, I did make a little bit of money just now. Let's see. Oh, I made big money just now. Not like gigantic money, but I sold a set of my books. So that just like put a huge bump in my day, because I don't make that much money. So when I sell an entire set of books, it's like massive accomplishment. Especially now, like in Christmas, like I was doing a set a day, which was great. But now that we are out of the season, which is why I need to get another series out that is not holiday themed. It was a really good idea at the time, and now I'm like, oh no, that was a bad idea. Good idea, but like I probably should have done that when I was not still just trying to pull everything together to actually make an income off of this. Anyways, lessons learned, lessons to impart to other people. Okay. So let's go ahead and get that next sprint going. We are going to go for 20. It is set up for 20, so it'll actually work this time. But you guys go get some work done, and we'll meet back at about 10 after the hour. Okay, that is time on that sprint. Let me know how you did, if you got work done, what you're working on. I finished that short story. I'm really proud of myself, not for finishing the story, but for saying that I would finish it by the end of my second 20-minute sprint and then finishing it by the end of my second 20-minute sprint. I finished it with 34 seconds to spare. Woo! Yay me. And yeah, I wrote like 500 on that. It ended up being 2572. So a huge chunk over what it needs to be. Because again, I really need to get 1,000 to 1,500. Actually, I believe it's like 500 to 1,500, but like, I'm not lying to myself. I can't do anything in 500 words. But so it's like 1,000 to 1,500. I can do that. I have not gotten anything 1,500. I think the closest I got was like an 1,800. No, I do have a 1,300 one. Let me tell you why that one is 1,300. It's because it happens underwater, so they don't talk. There's no communication other than like the initial, hey, is this cool? That is done with the most basic of hand gestures. So maybe if I just write all of these in situations where they can't talk, I'll do it. That sounds fair, right? That is something that you can do in romantic short stories. It's not. Coffee has joined us from the Twitch side of things. Thanks for joining, Coffee. Hope you're having a good morning, right? It's got to be morning for you. I don't know what exactly the exchange is between me and you, but I know that India is exactly 12 hours. It could be depending on what part of India you're in. I just had a coworker who was Indian, and I know that where her family was, it was exactly 12 hours. So I'm 11:14 a.m. and it's 9:14 p.m. here. Okay, so that is 14 hours or 10 hours. I don't know which way that goes, but that's okay. That's easy to remember. Awesome. Coffee is in Tokyo, which is very exciting to me. I used to speak Japanese. I took it for years, and I took like 4 semesters of it in college and loved it. But I never actually got to go. Things didn't pan out as they were supposed to. And I'm not good at retaining language. So like every once in a while, I will watch something that is in Japanese, and I will catch a couple words and be like, I know what that word means, but that's as far as I go now. Also, Courtney was having technical difficulties during that one. I'm sorry, Courtney, it sucks. So it is moving on its own, switching screens and moving the mouse and opening up files on its own. That's crazy. I have an Asus. I really like it, but Asus, and like from talking to other people who have Asuses as well, I guess is the plural of Asus. That's painful to say, but anyways, other people who have the same computer as me, the same laptop, they have mouse issues, or touchpad. Well, touchpad and also mouse, regardless of what you use. And normally the mouse is fairly consistent, like works okay, but the touchpad, a lot of times it'll do like crazy jerky things. And Coffee says they love Asus, and I do. Like, for all of the computers that I've had, it's absolutely been, for laptops, it's been my most reliable. And typically, like, worst case with my mouse is sometimes I have to take the USB thing out. I use cordless mouses. So sometimes I have to take the USB thing out and put it back in. And normally that fixes it. But yeah, the touchpad with it gets weirdly jerky. So I get that. Also, it did this weird thing where it would like not show letters on the screen. insane sometimes. It's done it twice. I don't even remember how. Oh no, that's how they're laying. Okay. I don't even remember how I fixed it. Like I did like a really, really complicated fix the first time where I don't even remember, like there was partitioning or something involved. It was the sort of thing that I had to have my IT friend actually talk me through. And the second time it ended up being some like really dumb thing that I fixed. So like, I don't remember the fix now, of course, but so like overall, I like ASUS. They just have this one weird problem that I've had like 3 or 4 other people say that they also had that problem. I don't know. I will say that I like having problems that I know what they are. Like I know, and especially when other people report the same problem, I'm like, okay, yes, it's just like a fluke of this computer, whatever, it's fine. So yeah, and Courtney is using a Mac right now. I don't touch Macs. But Courtney loves editing with Final Cut Pro, and only Mac can run that program. That is the thing with Macs, isn't it? That they have all of the best programs. But also, I feel like the trade-off with it is that they're missing a whole bunch of the like stupid programs that I still want. So yeah, I make the best. Like obviously, as writers, the biggest thing is I'm blanking on the name of it, Vellum. But I just got Affinity Publisher. So Vellum, as I understand it, is great for both paperbacks and ebooks. I am totally fine going from Microsoft Word to Calibre for ebooks. I'm totally good with writing HTML and CSS. I don't like, I know that there's also, God, I'm forgetting the names of everything. It's an S. There's another one that's on PCs that a lot of people use that I'm just blanking on the name of. But like, I tried it and I was like, this is dumb, and I'll just go ahead and use Calibre, and I'm totally fine with that. Like, just give me the stuff to program, and I will program it. Sorry, I'm seeing if I could find Sigil. Sigil is the other one that I was unimpressed with. Like, for what it can do, that Calibre can do, I'm like, that's not necessary for me. So I don't worry about Vellum for that. The other thing, of course, is the paperbacks, and those are a nightmare. The last paperbacks that I've done them all in Word, which is absolutely a nightmare. But I just got Affinity Publisher. I'm not going down the rabbit hole of InDesign. It's too expensive. I don't sell that many paperbacks. I don't think I'll ever hit a point where that ridiculous subscription for Publisher would be worth it. InDesign would be worth it. So I'll go to Vellum. I'll get a Mac, or I'll do Mac and Cloud and go to Vellum before I ever go to InDesign. But I just got Affinity Publisher. I've only tried it once. It was very confusing, but the first time you do anything, it's going to be really confusing. So with my next book coming out, I will give it a whirl with that. It's probably like the worst book ever, because I believe the next one that's going in print is going to be my Shifter series. It's all told, it's around 200,000 words. So I'm just putting them all into one book. I don't know if anybody will ever buy it, but at least it'll be in print for me. But yeah, like the first one's 20,000 words. There was no way I was doing a paperback for that. But anyway, so that'll be the next thing. Probably the dumbest thing ever, because it's not just a novel, it's 4 novels. I know how to program that. I don't know how to PDF that. So anyways, that's where I am with it. And Final Cut, if I remember correctly, that was what Courtney mentioned, is video editing. And I don't, please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's video editing. I haven't really gotten into that world yet. I want to. I don't know if I'm going to. I would like to have more of a video presence beyond like these shows. But I haven't really done anything with that. And I have DaVinci, which the couple of times that I've used it, learning curve, but it did what I needed to. So anyways, that's it on that. I am going on rambles tonight, which on the one hand means less sprints, but on the other hand means that maybe I'll be going a little bit later on sprints tonight. I am starting this new story right now. I'm going to take like a 10 on this one because I need a bio break and I need to go get a drink. But yeah, I have another story that I would like to write at least like 1,000 words on tonight. So we'll see what I do. All right. I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Okay, that was time. There we go. Let me know how you did. I got this next story started. I got 322 words. I am still setting it up, but that's okay. Like I'm pretty much done with the setup. I probably got like 50 more words of setup, and then I'll get to actual stuff happening. And stuff is going to happen. Let me know how you guys did. Yeah, I was going to say something when I came back. I had a topic in my head and it just like right out of it. Surprise, surprise. Good grief. These moments right here. Damn. I was going to cross my arms and think. Show you the cat. Oh, he was adorable, and then I made a sound, and he was less adorable. He's still adorable. I guess that's the one good thing about them always being in the room is that when I have these panic moments, at least I have a cat. I'd be like, oh, that's beautiful cat behind me. So, yeah. Jeez. Oh, God. This is, I hate when I do this. I wasn't even like, whatever I was going to say, I was like, that's a dumb topic, but like, that's something to talk about. And now I'm like, wishing I had that dumb topic instead of just like rambling here like an idiot. Also, something else I'm an idiot with is that I got the Forest app, and I keep telling myself to just like let it run during these shows. I'm going to do it right now. I still haven't really gotten the hang of like what to do with the Forest app, but I'm getting better at it. I just, it's that thing. So Coffee is highly endorsing it. I haven't gotten into any of the like what's it called? The planting together stuff yet, because again, like I'm so dumb, I don't even think to pull this stupid thing up most of the time. But I do want to get more trees. Like you get coins, and with coins you buy trees. So, okay, good. Coffee hasn't done the planting together either. There's, part of this is one of the streams that I watch. She always does it, and she has the codes and everything, and I'm always like late jumping into her stream, and I miss the codes. But anyways, so the first time I write in a Wavemaker, which is unfortunately a Chrome extension. So the way that the Forest app works is it basically, so to speak, puts your phone into airplane mode. You still have internet, of course, but like it locks you out of all of the programs or apps, depending on if you're on your phone or your computer. And then you whitelist the ones that you do need. So logically, it would be whatever your program is that you use. Well, because I write in a Wavemaker, which is, again, a Chrome extension, I have to whitelist Chrome, which means I'm not actually shutting myself out of anything, because I still have like that full internet. Like that's kind of the point is to keep you from using stuff like that. Also on your phone, because I type on my phone a lot. That's why I use Wavemaker, because it flips between devices really easily, and it's got a really solid phone app. But so with Forest, like, so that's an issue. The other thing is that you still get this like 10-second window to dick around on other stuff. So like I can still reply to every damn text that I'm sent. So it absolutely does not really do anything for me on my phone, except it is kind of just like the timer on that screen is a motivator, even though it doesn't actually control me. It does work in that sense a bit. And I do actually use it when I write on my phone just to be like, no, I'm not going to look at anything for a half hour. I have to remember that this is running. But the other thing is that I just like forget to set it. And yeah, so that's an issue. But I think my computer, it does block me out of Chrome, but let me use WaveMaker. Now that I've thought about it, I do think that that's a thing that it lets me do. Because I do know that I get that on the window a lot. But yeah, so it is nice for that deterrent. But the other thing is that I thought it would be nice to integrate it into the streams because again, there is this writing or this whatever it's called, build together. What I just said it and I'm forgetting. Planting together. It does have that. So I was like, that'll be a nice thing to integrate into my streams, but I forget to use that damn thing. Also, Courtney is still in computer hell. Her computer just told her that the file she opened was downloaded exactly tomorrow at 2:43 a.m. Courtney, my guess with that is like half of your computer is in GMT and the other half is not. So tomorrow at 2:43 a.m. would have been I can't do basic math. Would have been 9:43. Was it 9:43? Was it just like 5 minutes ago? That that you opened that file or that you downloaded it. That is my guess. I've definitely had some weirdo things happen like that. And of course, I don't know if y'all are on. Well, so like on sorry, I'm just like doing that weird ramble thing because I'm thinking of two things at the same time and it's not working because this happens in two different places. WordPress and Amazon. Both do weird time zone things. So, like WordPress is already telling me how many views I've had for tomorrow. Like if I go there, it already says that it's February 18th when it is the 17th here. And then at 11 p.m., I don't know why it's 11 p.m. because like for me at 11 p.m., that would be for the Northern Hemisphere, at least, 11 p.m. for me in this time zone would be midnight in the middle of the ocean. Brazil, I think might have stuff that's a time zone like one ahead, but at that point, I start getting money for tomorrow. Like if I look at the royalties estimator screen, I'll start seeing things for tomorrow. So like that's what it looks like now. And at 11 p.m., the next bar will start to build. I don't know why. They just don't save it. I don't know. It's weird. Everything is weird. The whole world is weird. And yes, that's exactly what happened with Courtney. We just let it go. We just assume that it doesn't really know what time it is, and we let it go. Let's go ahead and do our next sprint, though. Remember when I started this break? It was like, I have nothing to talk about. I'm just going to stare at the clock. And now I ended up going for 9 minutes on that break. So we're going to write for the next 20 minutes. We're going to be productive. It's already 9:52. I think I'm going to do 2 more sprints, though, because obviously I am amped up right now for no damn reason, but I can certainly write for 2 more sprints. So I will see you guys at 10:12 on the East Coast. Okay, that is time on that sprint. I think I wrote a little over 500 that time. So I'm getting, if I'm getting 500 on 20 minutes, it's just slightly below what I used to do because I used to do like 600. I'm happy with 500. Mostly because it's a nice clean number, but it doesn't matter. I got 500 and I am good with that. Actually, I think I got a little bit more. I think I was at like 335 last time and I'm at 868. So 5 and change. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Let me know how y'all did. I am going to do one more sprint this evening because I am still feeling motivated and I am running a bit behind schedule. So I would really like to catch up some. I don't want to be like constantly chasing my tail on this. And I do have other things. I was quilting for a while there again, and I really need to like finish up those quilts. So I added this extra project into my life, but I can't let it take down all of my other projects. So I need to stay on top of it. I'm planning on putting out 2 books in the next month. The 2 that I have been editing. I'm almost done with the second edit on the demon romance. So my goal is to get that done tomorrow so I can do the proofread on my shifter romance. And then that will pretty much be released as soon as I get it formatted. So, and that's going to be my first time. So, like I said earlier in the show, I am planning on doing, I guess, an anthology of the 4 books in that series for paperback. It's going to be big, but again, it's 4 books and it's not so big that it, I can't publish it at that size. And then I'll just have a copy of it. I'll publish it in a slightly bigger size. So like a 6x9 instead of a 5x8. So it won't be so many pages, but then I'll at least have like a print copy of it. And I think my roommate's mother wants to read it, but she only reads paperbacks. She doesn't do ebooks. So that'll give her a chance to do it. But so I got to get that formatted, and that's going to be a whole ass adventure. But this is also going to be the first time that I format a box set ebook. I've been reading a couple of them to see, just because I wanted to read them, but also I've been using some that I have picked up on KDP as templates. So I can see how other authors have formatted them, because it is a strange thing, the format, and I'm pretty sure that I can do it really easy with headers. I just haven't messed around with it yet. And I don't know, like that might be something that's going to be weird to do in Caliber. I'll find out when I get there, but I would like to have it formatted nicely. I've got 2 of them right now on my Kindle, and one of them has everything on the same line. So it'll be like the book title and then the chapters are all on the same thing. Let me see if I can pull it up and show you my phone. I know how like I consider it tacky to show people my phone screen. Not because I don't want you to see my phone, but because of course it always looks real bad because it's like reflecting other stuff. But so the first book that I got, that I mostly just got because I wanted to read it. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm wrong. They are set up like this. So they do definitely have them in drop-down menus, and I just missed it. So like you can't read it, I know. But the I'm on the 3rd book. I'm at the beginning of the 3rd book, and you can see that the top 2 have drop-down menus for their chapters, and that's how I need to format it. I'm assuming that when I get into it, it'll actually be pretty easy and intuitive in a way that most of these things have not been. E-readers are a nightmare. It's not. So the thing with e-readers is that every one of them formats slightly differently. So like some things that look good on one will look really bad on the other. Everything that I'm formatting for the most part is in KDP. Is that the right term? Select. KDP Select. So they're only being read on Kindles. So I don't need to worry about that too much, except that also Mobi, which is the Kindle format, is one of the more irritating ones, especially when you try to do graphics. So I've been having a fight with them lately because supposedly I know that there is some way to make transparencies on it. Everything that I have tried has not worked. And the one thing that most people say works, and that is transparent GIFs. Yes, I'm going to pronounce it like that way. That way you cannot stop me. I couldn't get them to work either. I did read one tutorial that had that said transparent, but in like a really complicated way. So I might fiddle with it and see what I can come up with to actually make them transparent. But in the meantime, I keep having to upload new documents and like wait for them to approve them and actually have them go live to see how they look. There is a preview in KDP, but it's on a white screen, and the whole problem with this is that the backgrounds show up as white instead of transparent, so you have no idea that it's happening. And I'm in that 20 books to 50K group. The leader, that's not the right term. The person in charge of that group has like a good relationship with the Kindle with Amazon, where occasionally he will ask us what we want him to ask them. And I've never had a good idea. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but like I finally have that question. It's not even like, can you fix this format issue? Because I realize how complicated that is. But just in the previewer, can you please set up the previewer so that I can see what it looks like on different colors? That's it. Let's go ahead and do our last sprint. Do one more sprint, and then we will call it a night because it is 10:20, and I do have a 10 a.m. show tomorrow. So we are going to do one last 20. I will see you guys at 10:40. Okay, so that is time. I I've gotten a buddy, but also that is time for me to go to bed. I'm going to put this on hold, finish it tomorrow. I think I've only got like 500 words to go. If I'm lucky, it'll be under 2,000. Obviously, the cat is in dire need of my attention. That is the only explanation I can come up with for why he does that. So I'm going to go. Y'all have a good night. I will see you soon, hopefully. Bye, guys.